by the old clock on the wall that it's 7:30, so at this time I'd like to call a regular board meeting of the town of Milton for May 13th, 2020, held on Zoom as a teleconferencing webinar to order. Councilwoman Kerr, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Good, you got the words down right, Barb.
Thank you. It was confusing with the delay.
Brenda, please roll call.
Okay, Councilman Blaisdell.
Present.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Present.
Councilman Froelich.
Here.
Councilman Isaacson.
Present.
Supervisor Zlotnick.
Present. First item is a letter from Denise Whalen to roll over vacation time. From Denise Whalen to Judge Tim Brown, John Cromie, CC to the supervisor and the board members. I would like to carry over my vacation time that I earned from June 19 through June 2020. For my last pay statement, the amount of vacation time I have not used is 12.05. Thank you, sincerely, Denise Whalen. So I need a motion to approve carryover of 12.05 hours of Denise's vacation time. I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Ryan.
That was Frank. Frank, did you second that? Yes, sir. Yes, okay.
Any discussion? Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilman Isaacson.
Yes.
Supervisor Zlotnick.
Yes.
Missed the accept the meaning.
Move the minutes.
Did I skip that? Nope, sorry about that. Motion, I'm sorry, I'll go back. Motion to accept the March 23rd, 2020 town board meeting minutes as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilman Isaacson.
Yes.
Supervisor Zlotnick.
Yes. Next up, a letter from Michael Gamula resigning from the Ethics Board, dated May 5th. Supervisors, Zlotnick, town board members, and Ms. Howe, I am writing to notify you that for personal reasons, I regretfully have to resign as a member of the Town of Milton Ethics Board. Wish to express my gratitude for the opportunity to serve on the Ethics Board. Sincerely, Michael Gamula, board member, Town of Milton Ethics Board. So, motion accept resignation of Michael Gamula and allowing for the town clerk to advertise for new members.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
I would just like to say that these letters need to be addressed to the Ethics Board and only the Ethics Board. And Brenda will receive those letters at Town Hall and then pass them on to the proper channels.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilman Isaacson.
Yes.
Supervisor Zlotnick.
Yes. Next up, Resolution 34, authorizing the settlement of pending tax certiorari.
Certiorari.
What's that, Counselor?
Certiorari.
If you say so. With Carlton Apartments LLC. This is, Jim, you want to take a second to explain what this is?
Sure. These are the apartments on, North Line and Greenfield North Line. And their assessment was, I think for 2019, 12.5 million, which they didn't like, so they sued us, requesting it be lowered to 8 million. Their problem being, or their concerns being, that they weren't able to fill the apartments as fast as they thought they could. So they weren't making enough money. So after some back and forth and some good discussions with John Bonanno, we came to a compromise at $10 million for 2019, $12 million for 2020, and 12.5 for 2021. And after that, it will go to regular assessment.
Okay.
And this was this settlement comes with the recommendation for both John Bonanno and myself.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Petition and notice to review the assessment for taxation for the year 2019 of the real estate of Carlton Hollow Apartments in the town of Milton, County of Saratoga, State of New York. Bring a 12.39-acre parcel on Northline Road, known as Carlton Hollow Apartments, was duly served upon the Board of Assessment Review and the assessors of the town of Milton on or about May 22nd, 2019. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board of the town of Milton in a regular duly session convened as follows. 1, the town supervisor, be and hereby it is authorized to enter into the stipulation of settlement and said pending procedure on the set terms forth herein. Jim just explained the dollar values. Number 2, the town attorney and or the town supervisor are hereby authorized to consent to entry of appropriate court orders. Number 3, the supervisor of the town of Milton shall be and hereby is authorized to execute any other required and necessary documents. Number 4, in consideration of town reducing said assessments and set forth above, the petitioner agrees not to commence tax assessment review proceedings for the year set forth on the parcel. Number 5, the town of Milton, acting through its assessor, shall make or cause to be made upon the proper books and records and assessment rolls of the town of Milton the entries, changes, and corrections necessary to conform the assessments to the agreed upon assessments. Number 6, this resolution shall take effect immediately. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board of the town of Milton. So we need a motion to approve this resolution.
Correct. And a second.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilman Isaacson.
Yes.
Supervisor Zalotnik.
Yes. Next up is a motion, I guess, to approve the cancellation of the summer program. Given the current situation and where we stand trying to get things opened up, I've had several conversations with Mary, and it doesn't seem like it's physically a good idea to have this year. The field trips, they would have to be on buses. If the kids had to stay 6 feet apart, we'd need a ton of buses to get an average number of kids to some place. Some of the guidelines were keeping the children in groups by ages, but if we have families with multiple kids going into this program in different ages, they're going to be with a different set of kids and then coming home to their house, who knows what could be. So talked about it, and she's just as saddened about it as I am, as I'm sure everyone else is, but I think for the betterment of our kids here in town, we need to cancel the program this summer. So I guess we need a motion do we need a motion to cancel it, Jim, or can we just announce we're canceling?
But just do the motion to get the board's consensus on the record.
Okay, all right.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Blaisdell. Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilman Isaacson.
Yes.
Supervisor Zalotnik.
Yes. Next up is a motion to approve the extension of the state of emergency, signed by the supervisor, May 15th, 2020. A state of emergency has previously been declared in the town of Milton effective March 16th, 2020, and set originally to expire on April 15th, 2020. That was subsequently extended to May, in which pursuant hereto shall be extended for another 30 days. This emergency has been declared for the entire town of Milton due to the following. 1, the outbreak and spread of COVID-19 virus accelerating at an alarming pace, with reports of cases in Saratoga County increasing each day. In order to protect the town residents, employees, and public health and safety, emergency action is necessary to help slow and arrest the rapid spread of this virus, including reducing the opportunity for instances in which individuals come in close contact with one another. These situations threaten the public safety. The state of emergency will remain in effect for 30 days from the date hereof or until rescinded, modified, or extended by a subsequent order or resolution. As a supervisor for the town of Milton, I, Benny Zlotnick, exercise the authority given to me under Section 24 of New York State Executive Law to preserve the public safety and hereby render all required and available assistance vital to the security, well-being, and health of the citizens of this municipality. I hereby direct all departments and agencies of the town of Milton to take whatever steps necessary to protect life and property, the public infrastructure, and provide such emergency assistance deemed necessary and proper by the town board and town supervisor. This declaration may be modified, supplemented, or changed by subsequent orders, declarations, and resolutions dated May. I'll do it for tomorrow, so that would be the 14th. Benny Zlotnick, town of Milton supervisor. A motion to extend the state of emergency.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I was gonna say, Benny, do you want to explain how this helps us also? It puts us in the queue for the FEMA funds that may become available through the last 2 or 3 months or whatever we have to face in front of us.
Yeah, this will keep us in line for any funds that may be coming from FEMA or certain allowable expenses that we've incurred during this pandemic here, starting with when we first made our emergency declaration back in March. So if there are funds and FEMA deems it available or applicable, we will receive some reimbursement for whatever they deem applicable. But this keeps us in line with those requirements.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilman Isakson.
Yes.
Supervisor Zlotnick.
Yes. Resolution 35 to appoint a marriage officer. This is a personal benefit to me. I have a family friend and his son that I've known since the day the young man was born has asked for me to perform his wedding ceremony, and according to town law, we need to have an appointed official who can do that. I'm not taking over the judge's jobs. If anybody else wants to get married in town, Justice Brown and Justice Cromie are more than welcome to perform those ceremonies. This is just for a family friend, and I'm hoping it's a one-off. So I will read this motion. Whereas the town, New York domestic law, relations law, 11C allows for the town to appoint an official marriage officer to conduct wedding and marriage ceremonies within the town. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board appoints town supervisor Benny Zlotnick to the position of marriage officer to perform weddings and marriage ceremonies within the geographic boundaries of the town of Milton, effective immediately to serve without compensation other than is allowed under the domestic section 11 subsection C, with the term ending December 31st, 2021. Now be it therefore resolved by the town board of the town of Milton. I would like a motion to approve myself as a marriage counselor for this young man and his fiancée.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Any discussion?
Just want to make sure Benny, you know to abstain from voting.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilman Isakson.
Yes.
Supervisor Zlotnick.
I will abstain on advice of counsel. John, do you have any updates for us on the insurance and the building?
Well, we have gotten an insurance settlement offer. I don't know
if we have to approve for the supervisor to sign those contracts, Jim?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything, so if you have anything you want me to look at, send it over.
Benny had it.
I haven't seen any paperwork. I was gonna ask about that. And whether, was this based on an occurrence, incident? How did they base the settlement?
They based it on, to begin with, we're not covered for the mold. That is not part of our insurance policy. We were not covered for the roof replacement because that was a maintenance issue. So the only thing that they based their settlement on was the damage done by the leaks and ceilings. The settlement came to like $41,000. You had gotten those papers, right, Benny?
I had a phone call from Dave Meeker. I haven't received any papers yet. He just called me to tell me they were coming.
Okay. So eventually when they come, there's, I think, 2 contracts you have to sign, just saying that you agree with that, and then we can get that checked. The other thing is, we are waiting right now on Rowland, Butler Rowland, the architects in Boston, are putting together a proposal of the 3 different scenarios. That should be done before our next meeting, and then we can look at it and start to make some decisions.
Have we checked references on this company?
This is, yeah, Butler Rowland is a highly respected company. They did the town of Boston's addition. They did the town of Half Moon's new town hall. They did they're presently just finished doing the Wilton Town Court, so they have done quite a bit of work around.
And are you planning on getting your committee together to discuss some of our options on this, John? Because I know we haven't had a meeting.
Well, that's correct, Barb. I don't really think there was a need to have a meeting yet. We really need to get this proposal in, decide if this is the direction we want to go to get our 3 options, and then look at the options and figure out what we want to do.
We do have bids in or quotes on the roof and on the mold, and I'd like to hear the opinion of the other people on the committee too.
Correct, we have bids, but what do you want to do with them?
Well, I think they should be discussed.
Well, should we wait until we figure out which direction we're headed? Really, we don't have bids as much as budget figures right now. If we do head in any given direction, we're going to have to write specs and put it out for bid. So there really isn't much to discuss at this point.
Well, I think we have a very qualified person on the board, on the committee, Mr. Munter, and I'd like to hear his opinion and what he has to say about the quotes that we've received and what he feels has to be done. I really think we should have a committee meeting.
You can do that.
Thank you.
Under new business, I have to announce the resignation letter was received this week of Charles Duffy, our controller. That will be effective on May 29th. And I would also like the board to make a motion that we could begin to advertise for this position. And Mr. Duffy had said that he will stay through the end of the month, and if we could get this hire and interview process done relatively quickly, then we can move on and hopefully have a transition period where Charlie can pass on the knowledge that he's obtained in the last 8 weeks, 10 weeks, and pass that on to the new individual. So I need a motion to accept the resignation of Charles Duffy effective May 29th.
Penny, I still haven't gotten that filed in the clerk's office.
I can give you that tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll make the motion with regret.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Blaisdell.
Just a quick question. We've already posted for this job, right?
Yes, we have. I wanted to keep things moving. We kind of dropped the ball the last time we had this transfer, and I didn't want to go through that again. So when Charlie gave me his resignation letter on Monday, We put an ad out that afternoon on Indeed. We had several responses last time, which were qualified people, and I thought we had good luck with it, so I decided to.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilman Isakson.
Yes.
Supervisor Zalotnik.
Yes. Public, we'll open it up. Is there any new business? Okay, then I'm going to open up public comment. Let's see. Hope I got this right again. Okay, Mr. Rossi?
Hi, folks. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Supervisor Zlotnick, one thing from your discussion or your proclamation to extend the state of emergency, you concluded that the cases in Saratoga County are rising, et cetera. One thing that should be noted, and Phil Barrett has a good running total of this down in Clifton Park, is that the percentage of those infected from those getting tested is actually dropping in the county of Saratoga right now. And I think that should be underscored and embraced as we are fighting for reopening here in Saratoga County. Also, I just want to remind you, I still have no answers from my last public comment concerning the Westchester County hire, et cetera. I'm not sure if that was what Mr. Duffy was or wasn't, but you did answer other questions last meeting. You didn't answer mine. What I do want to talk about is the town of Ballston last night revealed that the sales tax revenue drop is anticipated to be in Saratoga County, give or take in the 23% range. And I don't hear any discussion about that in this meeting, what to do about it ultimately, and where we go from here with budget issues down the line. The one thing I think that needs to be underscored, and I said this last night to Paulson, I'm going to say it to Milton, any other Saratoga County municipality, is that your people are suffering right now in this town, in all the towns and villages in this county, because unemployment is not getting paid out correctly yet, which I think this county can nudge the state to maybe give some answers and some assistance to, but also a lot of residents who either run businesses or are independent contractors have not taken advantage of the PPP program, the payroll protection program run by the federal government. There's about $120 billion left as of Sunday in the second round of funding. And every dollar that comes into the county to folks that deserve it or have a right to it will probably be spent by some percentage in this county helping buoy our sales tax revenues, which are obviously in major danger right now. We have never experienced next 5 years. Any municipality that's not preparing right now for that fact is really in a loser spot. We need to do everything we can to help our townspeople across the county. We need help and we need direction and guidance, and this is your time to shine as much as any municipality has a time to shine right now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. In a brief response to Mr. Rossi, we had a meeting this afternoon at the county. I'm sure everyone saw the headlines in the Gazette this morning. Saratoga County sales tax is down 26% for the past month. I have spoken to our controller and I have asked our department heads to really put their noses to the grindstone now that we have an actual number from the county how much we're going to be down for this first collection period here in that will be coming up in a month or two. And I look forward, I'm hopeful that all departments will pitch in and do what they can. We have canceled the summer camp program because of the health reasons, but that will save us some funds. We are hoping over the next 10 to 14 days that our department heads will be able to sit down with our controller, myself, and any other board member who can meet without having a meeting, one or two of us at a time, and see where we can, across the board, come up with some savings that will hopefully keep everyone employed and everyone working as many hours as they can. If anybody else would like to add something on the board, please feel free to do so. Okay. Any other public comment? Seeing none, I will close the public comment and a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes?
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilman Isaacson.
Yes.
Supervisor Zalatic.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. And our next meeting will be on Wednesday, May 27th at 7:30. Thank you all and have a good night.
Bye.